trying to figure out what intro to do, but time to hit that intro.
This one is for the teacher who passed me the math test face down and didn't think I was going to become successful. This is for 9 times 9 equals 81.
You will never amount to anything. We shall see, brother.
Let's go!
So, we're just going to get into some news action to see what's going on with comic books, movies, and TV shows, anime, gaming, right? When it's all about comic book related and blah, 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 blah. All right. So we're going to get into Superman comic book. I believe this is going to be Action Comics number 1047, aka 1047. There's not a brand new, but there's a character, an old villain who's coming back, right? Can't talk today. There's a villain that's coming back, and that comes in the form of Metallo, right? Metallo's a really cool character. That's been basically he's a robot, right? I can't remember if there's any human left in him, but basically he utilizes kryptonite as a power source, right? So we're seeing him in this book at his lowest peak, right? His lowest, right? You wouldn't say peak. He's at his lowest. And yeah, and I think we're going to get a resurrection of this character himself. So it's pretty cool to see overall. Metallo's is cool, right? Nothing else to say for that one. So yeah, heading over into the news section. For that, Marvel officially debuted Spider-Man's new costume, right? And this is the costume from Fortnite. So there's a 5 miniseries of Fortnite X Marvel Zero War. And they're showing off one of the costumes here, which is pretty cool overall. Not too much to, I'm not a Fortnite player, right? My son, he does play Fortnite, and things of that nature, but it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. Speaking of tea, I know you see this awesome cup. This is one of the characters from Isle of the Dark, which is a book from the author Rena Brown. So check out her books, check out her channel as well. Pretty good stuff. ASMR. All right, let's continue on the news. Let's see what's going on here. Marvel introduces an unexpected new symbiote host. It's a host, not a new symbiote, right? So we're gonna be seeing that in one of the new Spider-Man books. All right, let's get into some other news and good stuff. Now, apparently, just not really. Well, it's news because fans were speculating that X-Men Red, which is an amazing series by the way, was gonna get canceled, but this rumor has basically been debunked. It is not. It is not going to get canceled, right? So after the release of X-Men number 6, it seemed like fans were hyping up the book like never before, because if you're reading this in addition to Acts, right? Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, then you'll know that X-Men Red is phenomenal. But we got a tweet from Al Ewing, and that states that seeing people jumping to odd conclusions regarding X-Men Red after a future cover got leaked. X spoilers. Some of them are simmering plots. Do not come to boil in number 10. Ooh. But there's no plans to cancel the book yet. And I know how issue 11 opens up, right? So it looks like X-Men Red is not going to be canceled, even though people speculated it. Not too sure why they speculated. I know why they speculated it. Spoiler alert, because like Magneto perishes at the hands of Uranos, but not really. He comes back, uses magnetic potential to just basically charge his body so it could keep running for a time being until he eventually perishes. I do think that we're gonna see Magneto back. Anyway, let's continue. Uh, we got one more segment when it comes to our news for comic book news, and then we have a recommendation of the week. Okay, or whichever week you're watching it on. All right, here we go. So another book that's just simply amazing. I know this is the recommendation, but if you're not reading, if you're not reading, Deceased War of the Gods, War of the Undead Gods, I don't know what you're doing, right? This book is simply amazing. Uh, yeah, I don't know what else to say except go read it. It's just simply amazing. DC has some really great books that people are sleeping on. And I think people are sleeping on DC books because they're thinking about the movies in relation to the comic books, which is not the case, right? So, if there's any big events that you should be reading or any books that you should be reading, and here's the recommendation, then it's gonna go to Deceased.
Hey, I can't rap, so I won't rap. Let's get it.
Right? War of the Undead Gods. And if you haven't read the Dead Planet and then the original Deceased line and all of the side things, go back and read them. The other from DC that I'm gonna recommend everyone read is Dark Crisis. Oh, Dark Crisis. And please read the lead up to Dark Crisis too, because I feel like if you're not reading the lead up to Dark Crisis, then you might feel like, oh, I don't really. Not that you don't know what's going on, but it might seem like everything just came out of nowhere, right? Which is not the case. But like seeing characters like Pariah, the Empty Hand is just like astronomically amazing, right? Uh, yeah, DC is doing some really great books, right? So yeah, go out and read it. All right. All right. So let's go. But before we go into our next segment, time for a commercial break. Good evening. This is Andre from Mutant Watch X News, and today on our news we have some Starlight information in the What If community. Now, recently there's been bills that have been sent out that allows mutants to integrate with the human population. I, for one, am against this, and we have some really horrible information tonight, that will let you make the choice on should mutants be allowed to live with humans. First up, I got my guest Lily. Lily, can you let us know what you saw, what you heard, just any information?
I saw, I was, I was doing my TikTok and I was cooking and trying to get some views and some likes, and then I just saw the brightest light I have ever seen outside. And when I looked outside, I saw this guy. He had like purple lightning and electricity all over him, and
Really?
he just zapped everything. And the first thing I did was I decided to get my my phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had a sandwich and I just dropped the sandwich.
What kind of?
There's nothing I could do. Like, it was a bologna sandwich. And then I called the cops.
So it's
I
all
didn't
right.
know what to do.
I know, Lily.
And my TikTok didn't continue.
Lily, thank you. Thank you for being an upright human. Sorry that happened to you, Lily. Now, folks, we're gonna bring you some clips on what the cameraman and the interviewer saw right before they passed away. All right, run that clip for me. I hurry up and run the clip, please. I already don't want to do this segment already. This is why we don't want mutants in our community. Did you play the clip?
Please tell us, why did you come to this community?
What do you mean why I came to this community? We just want peace. We just want peace.
Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Cut the video. All right, we're back. Thanks for that. All right, just talking about like TV shows. The one TV show that I'm currently watching right now is She-Hulk. Now, there's a lot of gripe throughout the internet, right? And also the world about She-Hulk. I'm taking it for what is. If you haven't read like She-Hulk comic books, then you wouldn't get some of the humor, right? This is a comedy. This is more or less like it's a sitcom rather, right? She-Hulk. So if you're looking for like high level Avengers Endgame stuff, then guys, chill, chill, chill. Now, am I saying that it is the best show ever? No. Is it a bad show? No. It's a nice sit down and watch, right? Sit down and watch, eat some food, eat some dinner with the family, and see what She-Hulk is doing. Now it's gonna lead into a bigger plot, I guess, towards the end of the show, which I'm really excited for because that's gonna be the buildup for connections in the MCU, right, and other Marvel shows itself. But overall, this last episode that just premiered was just a fun ride, showing Jen basically going to one of her friend's wedding, and her, yeah, that's about it. It's a fun ride, and yeah, can the CGI be a little bit better? Yeah, it can. But I can't do it, right? I can't. So it's hard for me to judge things that I don't have the ability to do, right? Yet, or want to be able to do, right? I believe the creators who are working on that CGI are doing their best, and that's all I could ask for. So, yeah, that's that when it comes to like TV shows. Uh, right now, that's the only TV show I'm watching, so that's the only thing I'm gonna cover. So now let's move on. Um, to let's go to movies. Let's see what's going on with movies. Oh, forgot. Before that, let's go check out the weather. Let's see how the weather is doing right now at this current time. Yeah, so to the news transition. All right, so in terms of the weather, it feels like this. This is what it feels like outside. I know it's not that cold, but this is what it feels like. I want the summer weather back, right? Because every day I come outside, it feels like Sub-Zero just blasting in my face like this. Thanks, Sub-Zero. Bringing it back to the regular show. All right, so we're back. So in terms of gaming news, not really any gaming news this week. Nothing too big, right? In terms of announcements, we already know that we're going to get a Tekken game, Tekken 8, and I did a reaction video for that as well. But in terms of my recommendations on what to play right now, I would say go to the old school games, right? Go to the old school games, such as Super Mario Maker 2, and games like that. Why not check out a gameplay of me playing Super Mario Maker right now? Let's do this. All right, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, trying to do Kaizo stuff
NANI?!
for no reason. We're gonna try that again. Not giving up.
Jesus Christ.
All right, and lastly, in anime news, One Piece. One Piece still has like a billion episodes that I'll never catch up on. Like I don't know how I'm supposed to catch up. My friends asked me what episode of One Piece, and I said episode 13. I don't. All right. All right, cut this one. Cut this take. All right, in anime news, Bleach is coming back, and Bleach is not the only one that's coming back or coming out. We also have news about a new season of One Punch Man, but not just One Punch
Jesus
Man.
Christ.
We also have news about Marshall. Now, Marshall is a manga that I covered on this channel many eons ago, right? When my sound system was horrid. It probably still is horrid. But anyway, it's about boy who lives in a world of magic, but he cannot produce any form of magic. But what he does have is his muscles. And the name of the manga's Marshall. That's the news for today, everyone. I'm out. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a like, drink some tea, treat yourself good, and treat others good too. This was the first episode of. Was it the first episode? This is just Zen Talks. No, Zen News. I don't know what I'm going to call it. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, then comment later.